Ma'am, my name is Aditi Srivastava and I'm going to give a presentation on the topic metabolism. Metabolism. What is metabolism? Metabolism is a chemical change that take place in a cell or an organisms. These changes make energy and the material cells and organisms need to grow, reproduce and stay healthy. It helps to get rid of toxic substances. Metabolism is closely linked to nutrition and the availability of nutrition. Nutrition is the key to metabolism. Now, example of metabolism. Glycolysis is an example of metabolism. Glycolysis is a linear metabolic pathway of enzyme catalyzed reaction that convert glucose into two molecules of pyranate in the presence of oxygen or into two molecules of lactate in the absence of oxygen. Glycolysis is the only means of ATP production because of the lack of mitochondria. Obligates ATP production via glycose also occurs in the absence of O2, whether mitochondria is present. Functions of metabolism to convert nutrients into precursors of cellular components to obtain energy from fuel molecules, to assemble precursors utilizing energy into cellular component, converting food into available energy, eliminating metabolic waste. Now, types of metabolism. There are two types of metabolism, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism. This process is mainly involved in building up or synthesizing compounds from simpler substances required by the cells. This metabolic process requires and stores energy. The process is mainly involved in building up or synthesizing components from simpler substances required by the cell. The molecule process required and stored energy. This process is endogenic, which means it is not spontaneous and require energy to progress the anabolic reaction. The complex molecule obtained are further used to store energy in the form of ATP. For example, formation of disaccharides and water with the help of combining simple sugars. Anabolic pathway. It is a divergent process needs ATP and reducing power. It builds complex molecule from simpler over and typically needs an input of energy. Building glucose from carbon dioxide is one example. Other example includes the synthesis of proteins from amino acids or of DNA stands from nucleic acid. Building blocks. These biosynthesis processes are critical to the life of the cell, takes place constantly and use energy carried by ATP and other short-term energy storage molecules. Catabolism. The process is mainly involved in breaking down larger organic molecules into smaller molecules. This metabolic process releases energy. Metabolism is a set of metabolic pathways that breaks down molecules into smaller units that are either oxidized to release energy or used in other anabolic reaction. Metabolics breaks down large molecules into smaller units. Metabolism is the breaking down aspect of metabolism, where catabolism is a destructive metabolism. Metabolism provides the synthesis of ando, uh, androgen triphosphate. The molecule acts as a way for the cell to transfer the energy released by the catabolism to the energy requiring reaction that make up anabolism. Catabolic pathway, a sequence of integrative chemical reactions that break down complex molecules into smaller units, usually releasing energy in the process. Large molecules such as polysaccharides, nucleic acid, and proteins break down into smaller units such as monosaccharides, nucleotides, and amino acids, respectively. Catabolic pathway involves the breakdown of complex into simpler ones and typically release energy. Energy stored in the bonds of complex molecules such as glucose and fat is released in catabolic pathways. It is harvested in forms that can power the work of the cell, for instance, through the synthesis of ATP. Now, what is the stages of ATP? Stages of catabolism. Stage 1, hydrolysis of complex molecules to their component building blocks. Stage 3, conversion of building blocks to acetyl. And stage 3, oxidation of acetyl. Anabolic pathway. Amphi means Amphibolic pathway. Amphi means dual and bolic means dual pathway. Amphibolic pathway can be described as a biochemical pathway where both the processes are involved in order to produce the energy molecules ATP in the process of respiration. For example, Krebs cycle is mainly a catabolic cycle but with some anabolic features. Example of Krebs cycle is used for the synthesis of glucose from amino acids. Therefore, Krebs cycle is amphibolic. Now, endocyne triphosphate. The free energy level in the hydrolysis of ATP is used to drive the endogenous reactions. ATP is formed from ADP and PI when fuel molecules are oxidized. This ADP cycle is the fundamental mode of energy exchanges in biological system. ATP structure of ATP is triphosphate consisting of nitrogenous base, a ribose sugar, and 3 serially bonded phosphate groups. ATP is commonly referred as the energy currency of as it provides energy readily releasable energy in the bond between the second and third phosphate groups. In addition to providing energy, the breakdown of ATP through hydrolysis serves a broad range of cell functions, including signaling DNA, RNA synthesis. ATP synthesis utilizes energy obtained from multiple catabolic mechanisms, including cellular respiration, beta oxidation, and ketones. The majority of synthesis occurs in cellular respiration within the mitochondria matrix. How to increase metabolism? To be fit and healthy, we need to avoid more calories intake and lose extra pounds. We eat to deliver energy for our body to perform its functions. Without eating, body cannot provide essential minerals. Having proper breakfast boosts up the body metabolism and keeps energetic throughout the day, including organic foods like peaches, bell peppers, celery, apple. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system and can activate a metabolism rate by 5 to 8%. Thank you.